Okay, Jay here. I get a lot of questions about trail tires, what to use in racing and so forth. And first of all, I don't race really anymore. Too old, and I'm a lover, not a fighter. So people that fight like to race and think they're all awesome. But I'm okay if you race, that's fine. But AT81 is Dunlop's main off-road tire. And obviously I'm a little biased to Dunlop, so this is going to be some Dunlop information, but I can talk about other tires out here. So the Dunlop AT81 is the off-road tire, 18-inch tire, good for all-around use off-road. Good performing, maybe not as long a lasting of a tire as some people would want. There's other tires out there that are probably longer lasting, but not as good performing. So that's our tire. This comes stock on most of the current KTMs and a lot of other bikes. So kind of a good all-around off-road tire. Now, as far as off-road trail tires go, the thing we ran for years was a trials tire. People go, they can't believe this thing works, but the trials tire has a really gummy compound. And there's quite a few different trials tires out there, and you can get them pretty inexpensive. This is the Dunlop D803 GP tire, and you can get it right from Rocky Mountain or anybody else like that. And gummy tire, good grip. It works in a wide range of terrain. The only place it doesn't work extremely well is mud or snow. But in snow, hardly anything works good, but it'll pack up and be full, and in clay mud, same thing. We don't have much of either of those where I ride. We don't have much mud, hardly ever. And usually at the snow, we're just barely getting into it, and that's about it. So this tire works really well in rocky stuff like Moab, Green River, those types of things we have out west here, St. George, and it will still work fairly well in the sand. Surprisingly, it does very well. Now, it doesn't do as good as a knobby in the sand, but it does pretty dang good. We run this tire with around 8 pounds of PSI and with a regular heavy-duty Dunlop tube, and it works really well. We're not flying this thing, 60 miles an hour on roads connecting. You want this tire to last a while. You're going to take it easy on the connector stuff and save it for the grippy stuff where you want to go on the grippy rocks. This is where this tire works really well, and it's a good tire. It lasts longer than our gummy tire I'm going to show you next. So got the good gummy compound. Now this is our AT81EX. EX is for, like, say, Endurocross, I'm guessing. So got the trials tire compound that's all gummy like this. Like, it's crazy how gummy it is. And in the knobby pattern. So we're spread out plenty here. And so now you kind of get the best of both worlds. You have this knobby that can grab in the sand and mud in those conditions, but yet has this gummy compound and just grips. This tire, or the trials tire, I feel like will make a rider 15 to 20% better just by running this. It helps you and gives you confidence in spots where maybe there's a rock uphill climb or something. You can be at the bottom and you just know, hey, I'm going to grab all the way up this thing. I'm not going to spin on my worn out hard knobby tire. Some of those long-lasting off-road tires can be really long-lasting, but they're a really hard compound that doesn't grab, especially say on rocks. So that's something you got to watch out for. So with the gummy tire, performance is amazing. This is the same tire that Cody Webb, all the Endurocross guys, they run this thing everywhere. Now they're usually running a full bib moose insert in these things, so because they can't afford to ever get a flat. We don't, and in this tire I tend to run around 9 to 10 PSI, and we have not had any flat issues, but the fastest we go to connect is usually 50 miles an hour on some dirt, sand. We're connecting trail. We'll look at our Strava later and see how fast it is, and that's usually about it. Now, so one of the things, a common question is, well, how long do they last and how much they cost? These tires are around $120. I think they're a little bit less through Rocky Mountain and some other places. So cost is, and I have tried some other brands of gummy tires, and there's some good ones out there, and there's some that I don't think perform as well, but maybe they last a little longer. Performance isn't as good, and we've had some that actually the performance and durability is even worse. So there's some of those out there. This one is kind of the racing benchmark. This one now does cost. I'm thinking this one is going to cost you a little bit more than most of the other tires out there. Real world probably $20 to $30 more, but a good performing tire that works really well. We get quite a few uses out of this tire. I'm going to show you, here's a used one. You go, oh, this thing looks terrible. This tire, this tire probably has 8 to 10 trips on it. And I say trips, some of those were weekend trips. You can see where and it's still as gummy as can be. And we'll run this tire, we'll even run them lower than this. And sometimes we'll flip them around, get this good edge, because even at this, it's still taller knobs than a trials tire. So it still grabs really well. Maybe not going to be just as good in the deep sand if we stop in deep sand, but everywhere else this thing still works really well. All the side knobs are still there, plenty grippy in the rocks. So you can run these tires surprisingly a lot longer than you think you can. So a lot of guys will kind of, you know, when they hear about this gummy thing, they go, oh man, that's too much. The biggest hassle is changing. You are probably going to wear this out obviously quicker than you would, say, just a regular long-lasting off-road tire. But if you're taking a lot of guys that trail ride a lot, say they're taking a big trip to Colorado or to Utah, they're taking a big trip, they're spending $1,000 on traveling there, spending the night, a couple nights, or whatever they're doing, they're spending a bunch of money. You want to make the trip worth it, you're going to have the best tire so that you really get the best out of your trip. You ride a little better, you clear stuff that you wouldn't have thought you clear. So that's why I think this is going to be a good tire for a lot of different guys out there. It was available previously only to racers in a different pattern, but now it's available to everyone and available out there, AT81EX. So that's what a gummy tire is, and this is what it looks like after a bunch of uses. I mean, I'm guessing this tire was probably on for about 4 months. This one's probably on for 4 months. And the worst thing we have is one knob here that's kind of cut in it. And as you can see, still a plenty good tire, a little dirty from sitting outside. Really good tire, and that's your gummy tire that'll just help make you an even better trail rider.